Happy evening. Welcome to Maheepathi Talks. As you are aware that because of COVID-19, we could get some time and to reflect on ourselves, and also there's many eminent personalities that come forward to share their knowledge with the people to make them better. And I'm sure that for everyone, the most important thing is the communication. Today, we're going to have a session on the most important in today's day-to-day life, which everybody talks about is communication is very important. But we have got both oral as well as written communication. We're going to have the session on written communication. I'm glad and happy to introduce today's resource person, Dr. P.Sarath Chandra sir, who is working as assistant professor of English, Polytechnic Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. I'm glad that no sir has been working with many organizations. He has pursued his MA English from Nagarjuna University in English Language and Literature, and MPhil from University of Hyderabad, that's Central University. Translation Studies title is Translating Anecdotes from English to Telugu, a comparative study, and he pursued his PhD from University of Hyderabad, that's Central University. The same translation of news magazine headlines, a study of India today in English and Telugu. And he has also pursued his PGDTE from Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages, Principles and Practices of English Language Teaching, Practicum SLE, English for Specific Purpose. Sir has worked in various positions in all the most of the organizations, professional colleges. He worked as assistant professor of English, academic counselor for MA English first year, paper one, and worked as English lecturer. Adikavi Nanaya University Rajahmundry, taught English communication skills and soft skills for MCA Manu, MANUU, and designed English communication skills syllabus for MCA and BTech courses, Manu. Resource person for UGC Net Coaching Center, Manu, and resource person for remedial coaching in English language teaching for MA, and resource person for postgraduate diploma in communicative English, Center for Distance and Virtual Learning, University of Hyderabad. If the list goes on, and apart from this, he is very curious in research and has published lot many national and international papers. Very happy, glad that sir has accepted to deliver the session today on the topic written communication. Now I invite Dr. P. Sarath Chandra sir to deliver the topic on written communication. Welcome to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I feel so elated to be here to talk about today's topic, written communication. And I thank Dr. Maheepathi sir and Mr. Sunil also for making me part in this series of sessions. And let me start with some basic information about today's topic, written communication. When we talk about written communication, these are two different words. And let us look at some questions before starting the session. And I always start my lecture with some questions and some inputs we will give, and then we'll go to the original topic. So first of all, let me talk about some basic information recently what happened on this written communication and writing skills. So how to hone your writing skills? There is an article in the Hindu online magazine. It's online. In 2019, July 13, an article was written by Alexander Jesidasan. He is the principal and secretary Madras Christian College. So he found in majority of the US institutions, United States institutions, there a portfolio he observed known as a professor of writing, and also a department titled writing within quotes. So he came up with some kind of recommendations, and he wrote an article, nice article, where you can find out in the Hindu magazine, the online article. So he gave some recommendations. What are they? Since writing constitutes a major component in the academic journey of an individual, a department of writing or a department or a unit is established in schools and colleges. It would help many a student. That's what he recommended, but we have to see how far it will be a successful act in our Indian schools and colleges. So let me start in a lighter way. We'll start with a joke, a student and teacher conversation here, and how important the you are having on writing something. We will see it here. So after English exam, the teacher asked the student like this: "How was the exam?" Then a student replied, "It was easy, but question number 5, very confused, and I had some difficulty writing the answer." Then the teacher asked, "What was the question?" So question number 5 wanted the past tense of the verb think. Then the student says, "I thought and thought and thought and thought, and finally I wrote the answer thinked, thinked." So you can see how he was talking, the speaking, the communication, and written communication, how the differences are. So let us think about some questions here, which I wanted to show you, and we will go accordingly. This our topic. So here you are talking about written communication. So first of all, what we are talking about is what is good writing. Good writing will give you only one answer here. We will think about it because we are not having much time to discuss elaborately. So good writing is simple, clear, exact, straightforward, well informed, and lively. The second question is what makes good writing? Good writing makes a point. Your introduction should be one paragraph saying what you are going to write about. And planning is a skill where we all need to practice. And this good writing has a kind of importance here we can find. The third question is what makes someone a good writer? So good writers develop an acute sense of their readership. It thinks about the readership also. So it's important to keep in mind that readers you propose to address and you have to write something. That's why we can say it as someone is a good writer. Thinking about the writer's side also. The fourth question is very easy to answer, but we have to think about this in a basic manner. What is writing? So writing is a response. Writing is a response in the sense it's a reaction to something or someone when you write something. You can say it is as a response. Second one, you can say it as writing is linear. Linear in the sense you have a sequential order we will follow when we write. And writing is recursive. Writing is recursive here. Recursive means characterized by repetition. Some repetitions will happen when we write something. So writing is recursive. Writing is both subject and object. Writing is both subject object here. Subject object, these are not the grammatical terms. Subject is here individual and object is here an idea. So writing is both the individual and also an idea. It's both. And another one, I can say it as writing is the decision making. The choice of words that you use, the choice of sentences, and the group of paragraphs and order of paragraphs, how we are going to write and how we write, that is called decision making. So writing is also decision making, we can say. And finally, we can say writing is a process. Writing is a process means is to discover what, how, and why we believe on something. So we use words. So that's why we think about it and we say that as writing is a process. So we have 6 points here we have mentioned here, and that's what the definition talks about. And the fifth question is very interesting and tricky. So writing is not language. Then what you are going to write? If you write something, that means you have to use some language. But this here, writing is not language. Some people have a doubt like, why? What is this man asking a question like this? And the answer is very easy here. Writing involves making an utterance visible. That's what Henry Rogers stated that. And you have two different points that you have to concentrate on this. So writing, written, communication. These two are not as one. These two are different entities, we can say. So you can talk about language and writing, one side, and you can talk about language and communication. So in this written communication, you have one word language in between, you can say. So here, day translations is one online journal where you have a good article in that also. So I was just giving the background of this, why and how language is involved in writing and communication. So they have given a good article by name Language and Communication, where it says that language is a tool where while communication is the process of using that tool. And language focuses on words, symbols, or signs, while communication is centered on the message. So that's a very interesting statement they made, and it was a very good explanation that we can say under writing is not language. The next, going to the next question is, why do we communicate? So coming to the communication part, why do we communicate? We communicate to inform, to misinform, or we communicate to confuse, to conform, to advise, to teach, to learn, to reveal, to persuade, whatnot, so many, to accept something, to affirm, to clarify, to motivate people, to criticize something, to deny, or to conceal. Look, so many ways that we are going to communicate. So that's why we are going to communicate in different type of things. And finally, the question is, we have come to our topic, what are the forms of written communication? So forms of written communication, normally we know letters, orders, questionnaires, forms, newspaper, books, handbills, circulars, reports, manuals, magazines, posters, so many are involved in that. So we have here written communication. The questions are here. And now we are going into the complete information or the knowledge that we are going to share here is the communication, written communication. So here we'll talk about the basic features of written communication. Because if we don't know the background of the written communication topic, we may be in between the air, the sky and the earth, in between we are. Normally, we don't know the basic things about written communication and writing or the communication. That's why we face a lot of problems while writing. So I always think about the basics that we have to learn, and we have to start thinking about writing something. So here, let us see what exactly the features of communication, written communication. You see here, there are 7 things that way. I will give you a good number of features here. First one is mastery of mechanics. Mastery of mechanics here, it refers to some established conventions like using of words numbers, numbering, or abbreviations, capitalization, and whatnot. And finally, I wanted to mention here handwriting. Some people stopped handwriting, writing with hands. We always type using a computer. So we have to practice that handwriting also. That's what, when we were children, we used to write notebooks and we don't use any electronic device. Now we are all concentrating, focusing on mobiles, laptops, and anything. So one feature is that mastery of mechanics. Another feature is talking about recall necessary structures and vocabulary. If we don't recall the structures and vocabulary, which are rich in language or literature, so choosing the right words, phrases, that will be a very difficult task for us to write anything. Coming to the third one, we can see that spellings. Spellings nowadays, we have different varieties of Englishes that we can say when we write. And the spellings are very tricky. And when we teach the students or when we try to write something, the spellings will always have a difficulty in writing. So like example, OUR. OUR is a simple example I give, that like color and color. COLOUR spelling, COLOR, which you have to write. When a writer starts writing, we have to stick to a particular stage. Particular stage we have to think about, and one particular format that we have to follow. And if you don't follow a particular rule, the spellings will automatically emerge, and always like it's a mixed one. So that's what we have to think about. The spellings very important. There's a simple example I have given now. Coming to the punctuation part, it's very interesting. Lecture went on in the year 2016, 24th August, where I have noted it down, and because it has to be read what our great, the respected Prakash Javadekar, who heads the human rights HRD ministry, he had given a lecture on the grammar lesson he was delivering in the Telegraph. It was published and it was in Bhopal. So he demonstrated the power of punctuation marks. And as teachers and learners or students, we forget the punctuation marks, the importance of punctuation marks. Generally, we think that it's avoided, but it plays a vital role in the communication of correct meaning. The meaning will come when you talk about the punctuation marks. How many of us think about this, the importance of punctuation nowadays? When we talk about writing or written communication, this is the important aspect that we have to think about. So the foundation of all the effective written communication is punctuation mark, actually. So we forget. So he demonstrated. So he said in his lecture how punctuation saved Subhash Chandra Bose, Patel, and Nehru, and the minister's speech from the gallows. So I want to give you the reference also. You can read the article. It's very interesting. So punctuation saved Bose, Patel, and Nehru. We don't know about the historical background. Is it true or not? We are not talking about that. But we are just taking an example how punctuations are important. So he says, hang them, comma, don't spare them, full stop. Hang them, don't, comma, spare them. You can see the difference here. Hang them, comma, hang them, don't, comma. And we generally teach like hang him, don't, comma, let him live. Hang him, comma, don't let him live. You see the difference when the comma changes the place, the meaning is changed, and a person got killed. That's what we teach generally. And a very interesting statement for woman and man. It's like woman, comma, without her man is nothing. Woman, without her, dash, comma, man is nothing. So this kind of punctuation marks, the comma, full stop is very important, and we need to teach, we need to learn when we talk about the written communication. Another thing is imagination. The writer must visualize, imagine what he is going to do. He has to imagine what he is going to do. It's called imagination. Organization of ideas. So continuity, there must be consistency, continuity, gradual and systematic development of thought must be there in organization of ideas. So this is also one of the features of written communication. Finally, you have an imaging. Imaging means there must be an idea from the mind of the writer to the mind of the reader. So the mind of the writer, the transference must come to the writer mind and the mind of the reader. So that is called imaging, we can say. So we have seen now the features of communication. Let us see how and what are the worlds of writing. How many types are there in writing? We can look at it in this. There are three worlds of writing, we can say. This is a technical writing, academic writing, and literary writing. So you have correspondence, reports, proposals, procedural writing under technical writing, academic writing, scholarly articles, essays, critical books, biographies. Literary is poetry, fiction, drama, film. Those who are lecturers, teachers, we know certain things. It is not for the language teachers or literature people. It is also for all subject teachers or the students. That's what we have to know. We should know the difference between these things. And for all these things, whichever writing we talk about, technical, academic, literary, or whatever it is, the basic point we should remember is that when we talk about writing, is that we need to think about writing paragraphs. So if you don't know writing a paragraph and what are the rules that you have to follow, there will be nothing like a meaningful writing will happen. Even if a writer, a simple writer writes something, that's why I was asking a question: what makes a writer good writing? What makes good writing like that? The questions that I raised in the beginning of the class. So here, the paragraph writing is most important thing, and as learners or as writers, we need to know how to write a paragraph first. And so much research was done on this paragraph writing. So I'm very excited to talk about this as part of this presentation, and let us see how things are going on paragraph writing. So whether it is an essay, it is an assignment, or it's a report writing, basic structure we have to follow, and we need to start with paragraph writing. And we can see, and we will see it now. Look at his writing paragraphs, a simple definition which Alexander Bain in 1871, he gave the definition. Why I'm giving is that he is the credited as the first person to have formally laid the rules for paragraph writing, for paragraph construction also. So constructing a paragraph needs to be focused on. So let me give you some information about this. And I will stick to my time. The sir has given me 50 minutes time. I will do that. Don't worry, because I'm also a teacher. I can do look at the time. So here the definition is that a collection of sentences with unity of purpose, and a paragraph handles and exhausts a distinct topic. So Alexander Bain, why we are talking about is that I was telling that he was the first person to have formally laid this paragraph construction. So we are talking about that, and we will also talk about how the rules are framed here and how to write the paragraph. So here we can see it as elements of paragraph. You have topic, sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence or sentences. So here you can see a paragraph consists of several sentences that are grouped together. So it's a unit of idea. So one paragraph is one idea, not many ideas. So that's what we have to learn or we have to teach. And they follow a kind of the structure. And it consists of three elements. A paragraph has three elements. That's what I was telling here. Topic sentence, supporting sentences, concluding sentence. So topic sentence is the first sentence of each paragraph introduces the subject of the paragraph. So this is called the topic sentence. So normally people say that first sentence is the sentence. It should come in the beginning. No, it is not like that. It's around mid 1800s. Some rhetoricians began asserting that each paragraph should include a topic sentence because it's only one main idea will come in the topic in the paragraph. The topic sentence need not always come at the beginning of the sentence. It depends on the type of paragraph. So what type of paragraph you are writing, it depends on that. You will be writing the topic sentence. And the place also will change in a paragraph. Some paragraphs can be written the topic sentence in between the paragraph or at the end of the paragraph also. That also I will be showing a presentation here on the PowerPoint. So next one is supporting sentences. Supporting sentences, they develop the theme of the topic sentence. So first line's topic sentence, if you say, second, third, four, 5 lines or whatever, how many lines you are going to write in the paragraph, they should develop the topic sentence, the first sentence, follow each other in a logical order. That is the main point that you should remember. And they support, strengthen, explain the topic sentence. And the last one is concluding sentence or sentences, I said. Sentence we will see. Concluding sentence is no new sentence. It's a concluding word itself says that it's the last sentence which sums up the paragraph and leads into the next paragraph. When you write a paragraph, it should conclude the last sentence, and that should be coming to the next paragraph. So it has to, some kind of logical connection must be there when you write a paragraph. Is that over? When we talk about elements of paragraph, these 3 points are over? No, not at all. So Bain, Alexander Bain, that's why I have given the definition. He has given 3 laws, very important laws. And if we follow that law, those 3 laws, then I think it will be very easy for us to write a paragraph and start writing. That's the main thing we can look at it. So let us see the next one, the 3 laws of the paragraph, Alexander Bain. So paragraph writing is an art actually. It's not that much easy to write a paragraph. Suppose you give, as teachers, we give to the students, write an assignment or write a paragraph on coronavirus, or write a paragraph on technology, write a paragraph or anything. It is not related to a language, but it is also related to any subject. If you want to write, suppose you are a mathematician or a mathematics or a physics, if you want to ask the students to explain it written form, it will be a difficult task. So writing paragraphs must have some kind of. The first one is that it's a unity. Unity is that a paragraph must have oneness, O-N-E-N-E-N-S, N-E-S-S. So one main idea in the paragraph must be there. So all sentences must have unity of purpose. So whatever sentences you write in the paragraph, that must have some kind of unity. That is the first rule, the law that you have to use or apply in the paragraph writing. Second one is coherence. This is the most important thing that we have to discuss. So coherence is most important point. Coherence means, it's a Latin term where you can have the meaning in English. Stick together. Stick together is coherence. The quality of being logical and consistent. Consistency, logical. These two must be there when you talk about coherence. And finally, understandability. So the readers must understand what you have written, and the construction of sentences must be in a logical manner, and also consistency must be there, which has to be understandable. That's the main point that you have to remember. So here there are 5 tools that I have given here. It's not only 5, but many more. Maybe you can also have. But for us, for the time being, we can say it as a transitions. Transitions word, some categories we have to distribute. There are some transitional words. You can you can see it in the net or any English books you can have. Transition words help you to write sentences in a logical manner or in a consistent way. So transitions are like discourse markers, some people say, or linking words also we can use that kind of word. What are they? I'm not going to give you the big list of words that you have to look at when you talk about transitions. Like sequence. In transition words, what we'll use that, these will help you to write the sentences in a logical manner, like again, finally, also, because, after a bit, as long as, meanwhile, until, since, as long as, because, like this. These are the words that so many words are there, and which shows some kind of comparison, comparative related words, contrasted related words, or example you want to give, example related words. Take for example, for instance, like, and cause and effect words, place related words, concession, summary words, concluding words. These are the that we are coming under. So many categories are there in the transition. So transitions will help us to write sentences and also in a logical way. That's the main point that we have to do. So for transitions only 1 hour you have to spend to learn like this. But it's okay. I'm just giving you the outline of how the second law of writing a paragraph is. So transitions. Second one is the pronoun reference, giving differences using pronouns. That's the point that we have to remember that. The third one is repetition of keywords. Some keywords are repeated very easy words you have to write as a writer, because there are different types of readers that they read. When the readers read, normal way of using words, keywords you have to think about when you write. And synonyms, normal, we know that one word has some different type of words which are used in when you write in a particular writing. So next one is parallel structure. Parallel structure is very interesting structure also. Like take for example uh, Abraham Lincoln's famous quote. We all know that it's like a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Like, so parallel structure will come: by the people, of the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. So such type of words. Let it be, let it be, let it be, like that. So these are called parallel structures that you are going to use. So these are all these are all the tools that will help us when you talk about coherence. Okay. And the third law of paragraph is development. How we are going to develop the topic sentence. Topic sentence or the main idea. Topic sentence is nothing but the main idea. Or in another way, you will say that thesis statement. Thesis statement also we say it as topic sentence or the main idea. Okay. So like this, there are three different ways. The last, when we talk about writing a paragraph, we must know these basic laws, or we cannot write a good paragraph, or we can't attempt also, we cannot say that this is a good paragraph. So let us stick to some kind of rules. We have to stick to some rules, and we should think about writing paragraphs. It's very easy when we practice such kind of writing paragraphs, when we look at such kind of information. Okay, coming to the next one, I'm going to talk about the great divide, where there are different kinds of paragraphs. Not all paragraphs have the same structure, like a topic sentence, body, and the concluding sentence. This is common, but the placement where you change, there's a difference between the kinds of paragraphs. Let us look at those also. So here you can see narrative and descriptive paragraphs one side, and expository argument paragraphs another side. So we can also say some linguistically, or some literary people also mention that, like these are four modes of discourse. So we're talking about dean. Dean word is very crucial here. DEAN, capital letters. D is descriptive, E is expository, A is argument, and N is narrative. It's a very easy way of remembering that. So that's what you can say. But when you split those kinds of paragraphs, writing paragraphs, it decides where you are going to, and what you are going to write, and why you are going to write the paragraph. So that's why I wanted to show you the differences here. So there are two types of writing here: story writing and academic writing. So under stories, we are talking about narrative and descriptive. Under academic, we are talking about expository. Expository, in another word, we can say explanatory also. Explanatory writing. A systematic interpretation of a specific topic. Any topic, it can be not only English, literature, or any other thing, but you can also talk about any other subject related. So expository or explanatory, you can say. And argumentative paragraph is also under academic writing. So argumentative or persuasive writing also we can say that. Persuasion or argument. So these two are very important in academics. That's what we think about. And we have to learn, we have to know that we should know what type of paragraph we are going to write. And when you decide that, it depends on that how we are going to write the sentences in a logical manner. That's the main point that we have to think about. And we are going to see the great divide, and we have already seen here the stories under one side and academic writing one side. And we write expository and argumentative writings. Normally in academics it says. So we will see how and what type of paragraphs that we are going to write under this. So let us go to the next one is that you have a great divide. There's a divide between these two. That's why we have to know many things about writing. So if we don't know the basics of writing, we will be like, as I said, we will be on air. Like we cannot go where we want to think about it, but we cannot do something which is possible. So we should know all these basics. Then only we can be able to guide or we can be able to write a paragraph. So here you can see the stories. It contains narrative, descriptive paragraphs. That's what in the previous page I've shown you. And the narrative, you see a topic sentence in the paragraph comes at the very end in order to build the suspense of the reader. So you can see in the narration, when you look at a narrative essay or a story, in order to build up the sense, the suspense, or in order to create some kind of interest for the reader, the topic sentence will not come in the beginning, but it will come in the end or somewhere in between. So chronological order is according to the time order. It tells a story. So in the descriptive part, stories, descriptive, it describes a person, place, or thing. Time order would not be logical. Okay, so the stories part we will leave. We are now concentrating on this academic writing because we are talking about writing paragraphs purely in academics now. We are not asking our students to write a small story and submit as an assignment or submit as an exam paper. Like, so we are asking them to give a kind of good information and what type of knowledge he has and what type of things that I know as a learner or a teacher or a student, and how I'm going to write paragraph. This is the most important thing we have to think about. So in academic writing, so uses many expository argument paragraphs here. So expository, as I said, expository or explanatory. These two are the same type of words that we can talk about. So when you talk about expository, you have a statement and you have an explanation also. A statement and explanation both will have an important role in expository paragraphs. And you can read that. Generally, topic sentence is the first sentence and summarizes the idea that will follow. You can see that the topics and how a paragraph is written in the beginning. I said the elements of paragraph in topic sentence, supporting ideas, and concluding sentence. The rule we have to remember when we write a paragraph. And in the expository paragraph is very crucial, and the topic sentence is most important thing. So you have to keep it in mind that what type of paragraph I am writing and how I have to write the construction or the writing the sentences in a paragraph. That's a very important point to remember. So the next one is that persuasive or argumentative. In persuasion or argumentation, we think about a statement and with proof and reasoning. There must be proof when you give a statement in this persuasive or argumentative writing. You have to give a statement with proof and also reasoning. The reasoning must also be important. So these two are also there. So when we ask our people to write something as a persuasive or an argumentative writing, so we have to think that the reader should accept a particular point of view only when you show a proof and also reasoning. So these are the most important things that we have to remember. There are only four kinds of paragraphs we have discussed now: narrative, descriptive, expository, and persuasive. But as a whole, are there only four? No, not at all. There are kinds of paragraphs at work. So when we are in workplace or when we are doing literally seriously about writing paragraphs, there are different kinds, not only four, but there are different kinds. Then in the next page, I'm going to show you 10 types of kinds of paragraphs at work, and the starting sentences only I'm going to show you, but I'm just giving you an outline. But look at this. So kinds of paragraph, but I'm not going to read everything here. Just so you can have afterwards, and I can share if the people organizers can ask me. I can also share the information which I'm going through this. So you see, process paragraph, compare, contrast, descriptive paragraph, explanatory paragraph, classification paragraph, narrative paragraph, persuasive paragraph, definition paragraph, evaluation paragraph, problem and solution paragraph. You can see here the sentences which I have given as an examples, like how, suppose you want to write a process paragraph, a process you want to write, procedure. That's why I said it's not related to language or literature, whatever, not only for English, it is related to all subjects, areas. So you have to start writing the first step, second step, third step, final step, like that. So comparing and contrast. So you want to talk about the differences and similarities, or only similarities you want to talk, you are going to give like this. So eggplant and cantaloupe are both fruits, but they are different in many ways. Like that, you have to frame the sentences and give the explanation. So writing paragraphs are not that much easy, and also that's not that much difficult. Also, if we the basics that we have discussed here. Okay, so this is the end of the paragraphs, talking about the paragraphs, because I have only, I think, 10 more minutes time I'm having, so I will be restricting myself, my lecture to two more topics. We will talk about the, after writing the paragraphs, we will talk about the and assignment, any differences are there, and also some points on report writing, because these are main things under written communication as we face every day when we talk about reports, or when talk about essays or assignments or whatever, whatnot. The basic thing is that the paragraph. So the point is that you have seen here so many times. Now let's go to the essay part. Now, how are we going to write essays? You see here some forms of an essay, not all essays same. And here you are having different types of forms of essay. There are 6 here. One is argumentative essay, autobiographical essay, descriptive essay, narrative essay, persuasive essay, and photo essay. Photo essay is like collecting photographs and make it as a story. Nowadays, people are doing like learning language through actions, like learning language through pictures, images, whatever. So these are all different forms of essay, and writers need to be informed what form of essay that they are going to write to the reader. That's a question that we have to pose when you start writing any essay. So Montaigne adapted this form, actually essay, in the 16th century, and it's only to describe his personal portrayal, self-portrayal. It's like, so his attempts at self-portrayal, he started using the word essay and he started giving description. So it's a short personal literary composition dealing with a single subject. So an essay deals with a single subject. So an essay has how many paragraphs? Suppose I'm giving an essay writing or an essay for the students. So how I'm going to ask them to write an essay? I will ask them to write essay 5 paras. So each paragraph should have a kind of rule. That's what I was discussing. So a paragraph should have some kind of, these elements should be followed, and 5 paras will become an essay. So why I am going to talk about this important topic? Because this will happen if you write a particular paragraph in a structured manner. You can also summarize it. So that's the main point you have to remember. Normally, when we teach the students, even for B.Ed students also, what I suggest as a teacher, I have some practical experience. So it may be wrong or it may be corrected also. I'm not saying that this is the rule. But you can say, if you follow the paragraph in a structured manner, you can say first and last sentence, first and last 2 sentences, like topic sentence, concluding sentences, if you write separately, it will become a summarized form. And with those sentences, you can make a summary of an essay or of a writing. So that is why, if you want to summarize something, some text, you need to follow the rule when you start writing a paragraph using a particular rule. It is very easy to bring out a summary looking at the paragraphs. So first line and last line of a paragraph will give you a summary if you follow the rule which we are discussing now. That is the main important thing. And an assignment has some kind of close relationship, but assignment is entirely different. And we have to learn assignment in a different manner. And it should have it should be represented as a technical report. Like it's not an essay writing, but it is an assignment. So there are some differences here. So assignment consists of a cover sheet, the first page, then contents page, introduction, body, conclusion. These will come normally as an essay. And finally, you must have a reference page. So in the assignment, you have a reference page. In the essay, it may not consist of references or bibliography. So sometimes it requires, but sometimes it doesn't. So in assignment, you need to definitely you need to write references. That's the main point that you have to remember. So coming to the essay and this assignment part, after that, we are going to look at in the 5 minutes. I will give you the outline of reports. So there are three types of reports which we are going to talk about. It's not my perception. It is Emerson 2001 book he released on writing guidelines. So in that writing guidelines, he has given these three types of reports: information only reports, research reports, and case study analysis reports. So not all reports are same. They don't have the same structure. That's what we have to concentrate on. And when whatever report we are going to prepare, that will be having a different type of structure. So that we are not going to discuss now, but I wanted to concentrate on the questions and answering and analyzing questions. Using these, when you able to answer the questions which we are going to discuss now, then it will be easy task for us to write reports. The question is that the purpose is very important. Why am I writing this? That's the main question. If you are able to answer it, then easy to write the report. And why I'm writing, whether I'm going to inform the audience or the readers, whether I'm going to interpret the report, or whether I'm going to recommend something, so whether I'm going to persuade. So this, if you give some answers for these questions, that will be decided how and what and why you are going to write a report. The purpose will decide. And the second important thing is that audience. Audience is the most important thing for the reports. Because there may be different type of readers, as I was talking about when you talk about writing. So readers are not the same mindset. We will not think about that. So readers are different. So here, who is reading your report? That's the main question. Second thing is that what information do the readers require? If you think about a particular group of readers, and what information do they require, and what knowledge do they have already? So the readers must be having some knowledge about the information which you are providing as report. So what type of knowledge the readers have, and what type of knowledge I'm going to again give them? Those are the questions that we need to answer this. Then only the reports will be effective way. So as I was mentioning about the first, the president of the secretary who is talking about the literature department and writing department. So that's very easy thing to say, but it's very difficult, and you have to think about that. So the reports are very much effective in European countries than the Indian students or Indian scholars. That's what he was talking about in the article. So it is not like a critical comment, but we have to agree that, because we ourselves are not aware of certain things, that why I'm writing a report, why should I write, what type of information I have to give. These are the questions that we ourselves should answer first. Then only the reports will be effective, and also the report writing will become very easy for every writer. And coming to the next page, we have seen here three types, but analytical, scientific reports, these are all there. But I'm not saying only we have to follow this, but I'm just giving you the overview of the types of writing. Report structure has two different formats here. The common thing is that we have inductive report format. This commonly we use that. And this is a deductive report format. And some things can be interchangeable here. You can see here introduction, title page, executive summary, both table of contents, introduction, same. Conclusions here, deductive format, and discussion has come here. Introduction, after introduction, discussion is there, then conclusion. So recommendation, references, appendices. You see here recommendations, after that you have discussion, references and appendices. So there is a slight difference here. Discussion is here and discussion is in the second, next after introduction. So this is a normal common format that we always follow. So in business communication today, there's a book by Bowie. In that book, this information is available. So you can use and you can also learn how the structures are. In that book, it's clearly given, and we can also follow the structure of inductive report format and deductive report format. And this is a very interesting thing that I'm going to tell you in the next one. There is a term called digest. Digest is not related to any health point of related term, health related term, but it is a digest is a kind of a report. That's what I have given explanation, because we all should know. Some people must be knowing about this digest. As a whole report is not always circulated with the digest. It is important for the digest to tell a complete story. So digest will have introduction, an abstract of the present report, and an outline of work planned for the future. Nowadays, in corporate world, the companies will ask in the meetings, give like a digest. The report will be concised, and the report will be given as a complete story. They have to distribute the whole report in some pages, not in some pages, like whole outline. The work planned for the future also must be there, the present work, and it's kind of an abstract, like you have to submit it. So this is called a digest. This is also another kind of report. So these are the things that we have to learn, and this is the last type that we are going to discuss here. The last is the digest, and it is also a kind of a report that we have discussed now. And the last thing is that there are some book names I have given, which we have collected information from different sources. Not only these references, but some other sources also, which is not available here. So the complete presentation here is about the importance of written communication. And in the written communication, we have discussed the paragraph, writing paragraphs. This is the main point that we have discussed. And after writing paragraphs, we talked about the essays and assignments and reports. So all these will be having a good type of knowledge that we have discussed now. And I think my presentation is over and it's open for the discussion. Over to Sir Maheepathi, sir.
Maheepathi sir.
Thank you very much, sir. If you have any queries, you can ask. We'll take one or two queries and then we'll try to conclude. Thank you very much. It was a exhaustive session, and within limited time, sir could cover all the things which are very important. Especially writing is a skill which can be improved only when we start writing it, if I'm right. That's the reason sir has given a lot many tips that how we can go ahead and all. If there are any queries, you can ask, or else we'll try to see the. If you have any learnings, also you can share.
Yeah, I will love to give answers. I will try also.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Prasad sir, go ahead, sir, please.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sarath Chandra, sir.
Good evening,
I have
Prasad.
a small question, sir.
Yeah.
Regarding first of all, I thank a lot, sir, for sharing the knowledge on writing skills. Since it is very complex, it is very difficult to develop. Everyone these days, people are facing the problems to develop their writing skills. Even they are English teachers. They are facing this problem. Anyhow, we explained that types of writings are augmentative writing, narrative
Yeah.
writing. There are four kinds of writings. Sir, my question is there are several others are there, and we read in literature, and they have their own significance in their writing. Like when you see Francis Bacon and other writers like Indian writers, Gandhiji and Nehru. In their writing style, even to write his biography or their biography or any other things, to write a poem or to write anything, they have their own significance. They in the prominent role in the writing. So how can we develop such kind of way? There are any other possibilities to develop, any suggestions to get good name? I mean, once the writing style, we can assume that it is differs person to person, that we know that.
Okay.
So the same thing. So to inspire the people with our good writing, what are the measurements to know? I mean, to follow that, sir.
Yeah. Talking about the style is a different concept actually. Style is different. See, the way we write it depends on the writers and also the style. Style is another entirely a different concept. What I am talking about here. Okay, you as a teacher or as a writer, as a poet, or as a short story writer, this the styles may vary actually. You see, Francis Bacon says, writing makes the perfect. Like so, reading make it like you will be having a definition like as a proverb like we are using. But you see, when you talk about the style of the writings, that varies. As I agree with you, but the thing is that how to improve that is writing is also a kind of a life skill. That's what they are talking about now. It's part of a life skill, soft skill also. Writing is not a skill simply. It's also a part of life skill. That's what they're talking about. So when you say that it's a life skill, it has to be trained. So a skill has to be trained. A skill has to. It's not like you can teach skills. Okay. So and when it is going to be trained, then you should work on structures, and you should also work on the vocabulary. You should work on many things. When you have to make a habit of reading, when you start reading different types of writings, you will understand different styles, and you will, as a writer, if you think that you want to become a writer, you will also have your own style. And if you face that, you want to think about that style means you need to know about different styles, what styles the writers are following. As a writer, think you want a style, you need to start reading first. So reading will always be there. So when you read, you learn many more skills. Not only reading, but you will be learning many other things. And you have to use some familiar words. Think about the readers. Who are the readers that you are going to concentrate on? And you have to think about the familiar words that the readers are accustomed to or the readers are using. So, and also using of active sentences. This is the most important grammatical item that we have to think about, not the passive way of writing. So, and also taking care of a completely good structure of writing paragraphs. That's the important thing you have to remember. So structures in a logical manner, we need to practice. It comes with through reading and it comes through practice, using of vocabulary, grammatical structures, and also all other things will be having that. So it's not a 1 day or 2 days thing. You need to practice. Start practicing now as a writer. If you think that I want to become a writer, you need to know about the styles of different writers first. Then, as a writer, start writing one sentence, two sentences like that. Then it will be a practice for you, and you will become a good writer in future.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for wonderful explanation. Thank you, that P. Sarath Chandra, sir. Thank you for explaining as you rightly said, that writing is an art where we need to practice every day, and it cannot be picked up in a day. Any language skills, it needs practice, and you are given a lot of information related to this narrative, expository, descriptive, persuasive, various types and styles, and also what are the content which is very important in order to improve the writing skills. Thank you very much, Dr. P.Sarath Chandra sir. Thank you for your time and making this session more interesting and also more number of
Maheepathi sir.
things explaining. Sir.
Sir, don't mind. I would like to talk to Dr. P.Sarath Chandra, sir. I am
Please,
Dr. P.
please.
Chakrapani, if you don't mind.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, good evening, sir. After a long time. How are you, sir?
Fine, fine,
Sir, I was a
Chakrapani, sir.
student of you, sir. Sir, I would like to add something to you which you are explained in your presentation, sir. Because
Yeah, please.
what Prasad is
Yeah,
asked
please.
something about style. The style is basically divided into maybe, in my opinion, style is a choice, style is an individual, style is a deviation, style is an agreement. Style has also depends on time bound, and style is also depends on the situation. If you can follow these 6 lines, maybe the writing skill will be appropriately good, sir. What is my opinion? Because the time bound means the old English come to the middle English now to the new English. So it depends on time bound and individual. Everybody is having their own style of writing skills. So I hope that these 6 points I would like to add for your presentation, sir. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you, Chakrapani, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chakrapan sir. I'm sure that Dr. Sarath Chandra sir will be more happy. Being a student, you are there and also added value. That's where when the teacher feels very happy and glad. Thank you very much, Chakrapan sir. Thank you, Sarath Chandra sir.
Sir, Maheepathi sir, I would like to just to talk to my sir. Sarath Chandra sir is my teacher. I mean, when we did PG, he taught
Great.
very well. We learned many things. Now we are pursuing PhD. Now we became teachers. There are some students, they did MPhil, PhD in Central University, I mean CPhil, and I mean one of my seniors, he's working in your institution. I think Dr. Bobby also is a student of Dr. Sarath Chandra sir. So we are always very grateful to him, grateful to his teaching. We are very passionate of his teaching. He see that the explanation I spoke to my sir 2 days back, sir. I'm doing my research work on writing skills.
Very good.
Kindly suggest any other things within the fraction of seconds. If you ask any topic, sir, he has the ability to tell about any either poetry, drama, or if you take anything, a translation study. So in that aspect, I'm really inspired by his teaching. From that onwards, I'm learning, and all those things, credit goes to him only. So I'm really thankful to you, sir, Sarath Chandra sir.
No. This is not the right platform to.
No. It's fine, sir. It's fine. They are very glad that you are there, and we are also very happy to know that you got many students. You are the role model. You inspired them. Thank you very much for that.
Really,
thank
sir.
You, Prasad, sir. Thank you, Chakrapani sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sunil sir, the person who is behind this session. For inviting Sarath Chandra sir onto the platform. Thank you, Sunil sir. Thank you very much.
Final one thing, sir. Sir, in this participant, there is a Pratima madam is also there. Ganji madam. Say Pratima Ganji madam.
Yes, Pani, I'm here. I'm very much here, Pani.
Madam, good evening, madam. Madam, actually, I don't have any number. So
anyways, we'll talk later. Let the session end, okay?
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. Good day, madam.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir, Sarath Chandra sir, for making this session more informative and inspiring, and also making them to give the practical tips. I'm sure that, as you rightly said, that no practice makes one perfect, and I'm sure that all the tips you have shared and what are the do's and don'ts, writing skills will help all the audience and viewers who are there on YouTube, and they'll be improving their skills. There are many people who have been watching this. Thank you, Dr. P.Sarath Chandra sir. And thank you, Sunil sir, for inviting sir. And thank you, everyone. Chandrasekhar sir, Chakrapan sir, Dr. Vijayalakshmi ma'am, Charan Mahbub sir, Rachna Nandini ma'am, and Pratima ma'am, Venkat Ratnam sir, and Mohammed sir, and Sunil Kumar sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good.